welcome back to Football Friday podcast presented by Football Fever. It's going to be a new series of podcasts coming out every Friday to you. Throughout the different podcasts, well, hopefully this goes on for quite a while. Going to be doing stuff about answering your questions, little Q&As, talking about football news from the past week, and some transfer rumours and other football chatter. Yeah, so it's going to be run by me, my Red Cup, or Jake, Jacob, or RF, and Zach, or ZD7, as you might know him. We're going to be calling each other by our first names, so feel free to call us whatever.
Right, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Should we just get into it?
Yep.
Right. So first up, got the move of Erdegaard to Arsenal on a loan deal. Now, in my opinion, already, I think this is a good deal, especially a replacement for Özil. I think this is a good loan deal. If you get this on a permanent, brilliant, but I think there'll be a lot of
Yeah.
fees to do with that. But yeah,
He's taken the number 11, which Özil did wear before he went to Fenerbahce. And they'll be hoping that he produces what Özil did at the start of his career.
Well, adding on from that, Zach, such players such as Robin van Persie and Overmars have also wore 11, so he's coming into the club with high expectations. But
yeah.
do you think he's the right man? Like, is he the right person that Arsenal brought in? Do you think?
Well, obviously, when Real Madrid picked him up at whatever age, 16, 15, obviously very young.
Yeah.
Obviously, he weren't going to be good enough for that age, but when he was about 19, 20, well, he's 22 now, I think. Yeah, 22.
Yeah.
When he was about 19, 20, that's when you're expecting him to be like, start trying to get, obviously, they keep loaning him out and decent on his loans. Real Sociedad was definitely his most successful loan.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's always a tough one because, yeah, he's really only shown what he can do at 21. Well, still not a bad age, but
Yeah, he's got a bright future ahead of him. I mean, he hasn't played that much for Real Madrid, so it is good for his career. But what would Arsenal's midfield look like then? Obviously, Partey's coming back from injury now. Would Erdegaard start?
I think he will have to because, well, they've got Smith Rowe as well, haven't they? Smith Rowe's been doing real well recently.
Form.
Yeah, so maybe if they use Smith Rowe as a winger, when he went out and loaned to Huddersfield did use him there a little bit.
Yeah, possibly.
But I'd say the strongest midfield, like when you hear the names, I'd say Partey, Erdegaard, and he likes Xhaka, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Arteta. So I'm not too sure, to be fair.
Well,
a reason to Erdegaard going to Arsenal because he's like lived up to the pace of La Liga, but do you think he'll be able to live up to the pace of the Premier League? Because obviously it's a lot faster, especially if he plays in midfield.
Yeah, he's young and he used to play right winger. He used to be a right winger.
Yeah.
When he was younger, so must have some pace about him. So and physical, I'm not too sure how strong he is, but we'll have to see. I mean, Bruno Fernandes, he's not the strongest. He seems to be managing all right.
I mean, obviously, it's not easy for anyone, I should say, to come into the Premier League, but especially for a top 6 teams, obviously they expect a lot from you. I mean, I'm not sure how much they're going to expect from him. What Arsenal fans think. I mean, if you are an Arsenal fan, you can let us know below. But I assume
if I was an Arsenal fan, just say if I was, looking at this Arsenal team, I would be very happy with this deal, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because just when you look at the team, they've got quality, but there's some areas in the pitch where they just need to improve quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because not many teams have a traditional number 10. Like you think of Liverpool, for example. Thiago's not exactly a 10, but their midfield is just like a hard-working team. And the only number 10s? There's De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes are like the main 2 number 10s. But even in football, there's not that many traditional number 10s anymore. I'm not sure why. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what he brings to Arsenal.
Yeah.
But
So
talking about Arsenal
with Ed,
youth, yeah, go on.
yeah, go on.
Oh,
Oh.
all
Uh,
right.
right, with Erdegaard coming in, so Özil's out. I know everybody had a little talk about it. But, Özil to Fenerbahce. What do you boys think about that?
I'll let
I think
Zach
that's
speak about
right
this
move
one.
for his career.
I mean, I think it is good for him because he isn't. I don't think he was even picked for the Ozil squad, was he? Like,
Nah, he hasn't been anywhere near
and then
football.
like Fenerbahce, not the greatest team, but it's going abroad, just getting the game time, really, isn't it? He's getting older.
Yeah.
He is
And
originally
talking about
Turkish as well.
Yeah, and talking about Fenerbahce, what they've done with their fans of not being able to afford their wages,
Yeah.
Yeah.
asking for a GoFundMe page that affords
Well.
Ozil's wages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if like we said, if you're an Arsenal fan, let us know what the business you think. Obviously, I don't think anyone can disagree that Özil should have left, and Odegaard's an interesting one. We'll have to wait and see how well he does in the coming months till the end of the season. But I think we should move on to Tuchel's first game in charge of Chelsea,
Yeah.
which is quite a big event recently in football.
Do you
Yeah,
guys
I mean-
think Frank Lampard deserved to get sacked?
I mean, in my opinion, well, I'm a Leeds fan of the big thing with Derby. Each 2 seasons ago, I really don't like him. I didn't think I minded him as a player, but just how he speaks, and not a fan at all.
Yeah. Well,
Did he deserve to get sacked though?
Well, we should. I think we should point out. Yeah, sorry. I was just going to say that me and Zach are Liverpool fans. Jacob's a Leeds fan. So if there's any biased comments coming, we try and keep it as even as we can.
Yeah.
Well, the comments from Abramovich about Lampard was, if it weren't Lampard, because he's a club legend, it would have been an easy decision to sack him. There's been some poor results recently, hasn't there?
Well, yeah, but
So,
what I
it's
think
Chelsea,
is,
Lampard.
personally, I
Palmer.
think they sacked him too early.
Yeah, should have given him
Obviously-
Yeah,
a
I
few
was
more
thinking.
months.
You seen what Solskjaer has done with Man U? As
Yeah.
much as I don't like him in the club,
Yeah.
they were doing awful. Ex-player of Man U, not really got a big like past with his management history, and he's come in, and yeah,
Yeah.
well, not come in, but he was there
Yeah.
for
Well,
quite a bit, and now it's showing results.
uh-huh.
Well,
What I also think, though, I think joining Chelsea like this early on in his managerial career was the wrong thing. Like, if you look at Gerrard going to
He's gone
Rangers,
to Rangers.
and he's done so well, and it looks like, don't want to jinx anything, but it looks like they're going to win the league.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many points ahead they are from Celtic, but
I think
the impact he's made,
I think it's as much as Liverpool
and
last
he's
season.
like, he's come in as a new manager. Is this his first season or his second season in charge of Rangers? And they just smashed it.
Second.
They're winning teams by quite a lot, or they're just winning. And I, as a Liverpool fan, I do see
I love
Gerrard
him.
moving to Liverpool in the future. I wouldn't say after Rangers. I think he's still got, I don't know, a few more years before he joins
well,
Liverpool.
I think he'll either obviously manage Rangers till the end of the season.
Yep.
Or then potentially, but I don't know if he'd accept it because obviously being a Liverpool fan. But I think a Premier League team might be looking at him.
Yeah.
Not sure who. Depends obviously who sacks the manager by the end of the season or not. Or he'll maybe have another 2 seasons at Rangers, and then I think just because it is Gerrard's, like once Klopp probably most likely leaves.
2024,
Gerrard
he
will
says,
be.
if he doesn't get sacked.
Yeah, so most likely,
Yeah.
I think Gerrard's going to be the number one manager for that.
Yeah. Well,
But so-
the thing we most talked about, Tuchel's first game in charge. I think we should speak a bit more about that.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, made his debut, I guess you can say, as manager. 0-0 at home to Wolves. Like you pointed out
Obviously, only
earlier,
been there
Jacob.
for
Be there or die.
Yeah, they had the
think
majority
maybe.
possession, but hardly made any chances. Now, is that the fact that he's a new manager and they're trying to adjust his tactics, or is Chelsea
Was
just
it?
generally on bad form?
I think
I
I think they were trying to do the right thing, but I feel like they've only had 1 or 2 training sessions with him,
Yeah,
and it was kind of who started? Was it Giroud started? Didn't he? Started.
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
it was. So Werner didn't start. What's maybe because he's been on bad form recently, but
yeah. In his conference,
not too
Tuchel
sure.
did say if this is his starting point, he's excited about what will happen in the future.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you
obviously,
think?
he's had success at PSG, but like, no
He
offense to
didn't win the
PSG.
Champions League with them.
Yeah, like obviously
With
you expect
Mbappe and
PSG.
Neymar.
Yeah, you expect PSG to win the Ligue 1 quite comfortably. I
Yeah.
don't. They're not even top. I don't think, are they, this season? They might be, or like they're
Uh,
not doing as well as they're supposed to. But
no, I think yeah.
yeah, obviously it'd be interesting to
Do you
see
think he'll
how.
be able to turn Werner and Havertz's Chelsea career around in the near
Oh,
future?
Oh, not
I think
not
I
near
think he'll be able to
future.
turn Havertz when it's a little bit
Mhm.
more of a 50-50, I'd say. Because Havertz
Yeah.
is what 4 years younger than Werner or whatever, 3 years
Mhm.
younger.
Well, what it is with strikers
Uh,
though is if they don't score in a long time, this could be applied for Firmino as well. If they
Yeah.
don't score for a long time, they're instantly like known as, I don't know, a failure or something.
Yeah.
yeah.
But obviously, because
Once and like when they go on a goal drought, the confidence go down, doesn't
yeah,
it?
all it takes is
Yeah.
one goal, and I do believe that Werner is a world class striker, obviously. But give him time, and I think they can become good. But in the near future, I don't really see any of them becoming as good as their expectations were when they first
And
arrived.
to be fair with Werner, start of the season, or well, probably first month after the season, sorry, first month into the season, he said the Premier League is a lot more physical than the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
I
So
think it's more fast tempo as well.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
but with a striker, physicality is obviously a big thing because
Yeah.
it's not really just strength, pure strength. Like see Jamie Vardy, he's obviously top Premier League striker, but he's got like he, like aggression and like passion for the club, so he's putting more on the line. If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about strong Premier League strikers, Fernando Torres has had a turnaround, hasn't he, in that Instagram post?
Yeah.
Been
Oh
working
yeah.
hard in lockdown.
Mhm.
But what I would say about Tuchel and Chelsea and Werner and Havertz and so, if he can turn them around, then they're going to be one heck of a team. Obviously, some of the players are
Yeah.
getting on. Obviously, Kante, I'm not sure how old he is now. Obviously, he's got the stamina of I don't even know what. But
Mhm.
if the signings they have brought in are good, but what I'd say is I'm not sure about the transfer strategy. Obviously, they've identified players they want and they've gone for them. But
Mhm.
was it 50 million for Chilwell?
Yeah,
And
Ben
uh,
Chilwell.
Yeah.
the numbers
Liverpool
are
paid 8
crazy.
million for Robertson as well
Obviously, like they've not spent money over the past however many years because of the transfer
of the
ban.
transfer
But
ban.
I don't know. It, I'm not
That
sure.
money, do
Yeah.
you think Abramovich will give Tuchel money to spend in the summer, considering he's already spent like
Yeah.
250 odd
Oh
million on
yeah,
Yeah, will do.
yeah.
Because
It's a new
he's
manager.
loaded as it is,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and mhm.
Obviously, he's coming into Chelsea with, because say no players that play his style. There'll be a lot of players he's going to want to get rid of. Quite a few players he's going to want to bring in, and
Yeah.
it just depends how long it's going to take for Chelsea to get used to his way of playing football. Really, because if it takes them, I don't know, over 2 months or so, they could be in trouble, depending how
Yep.
their form is.
But yeah,
Hmm.
we get on to
The next
the
topic.
offside.
Yeah.
Yep, next topic, offside rule change.
Well, straight
So
away, sorry.
No,
Obviously, if you haven't seen this, I recommend looking it up on YouTube or something. In Man City's game against Aston Villa, a few days ago, Bernardo Silva contributed to a goal. So pretty much Man City have cleared it up. Mings, I think, hasn't controlled it, but Bernardo Silva stood like, I don't even know, 5 yards behind him, 10 yards behind him, and then's come and tackled him from an
15.
offside position.
Mhm.
I mean, well, first of all, without speaking anything else, do you boys think that goal should have stood or not?
No, I don't think it should have. You're not allowed to
No.
do that because you're offside, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, it's weird because they've not actually changed the rule. The Premier League referees are being told from the head of the league to interpret the offside rule differently. So it's not you're allowed to do it, but it depends how the referee can interpret the goal. But obviously,
Mhm.
how can you say that's fair? Like some referees might give it, some might not. I mean,
Yeah,
overall,
it needs to be like one certain thing.
all the refereeing this season has been quite shocking. There's so many decisions that have been wrong and so many talking points, controversy.
Recent VAR offside rules have been like totally like inaccurate with the like they're looking at if their armpits offside.
Well, yeah, that was last season, wasn't it? With Firmino, I think it
Yeah.
was. I mean, well, whilst we're on about VAR, do you like VAR?
No.
Thoughts on it?
Shocking.
I'm not a fan.
No.
And especially it ruins the handball rule as well. VAR. Because ever since VAR's come in, they've changed the handball rule about 20 different times.
Well, what I think is I really don't like VAR, but if they needed to get it right, they needed to look at VAR over a longer period of time and then bring it in when they know it's going to work. They should have thought about how long the decisions will take and all the different things it could bring to football. And I do think if they get it right, it is good for football. But with the amount of time it takes out of games, obviously the intensity goes if you stop in play for 5 minutes to look at a screen to decide if it's a foul. And obviously, even then, the pressure is on the referee. And the worst part about it is obviously we go to football games. If you're in a stadium or even watching from home or anywhere, if your team scores, you can't celebrate
ruins the
because
excitement.
because you have a feeling in the back of your mind telling you that what if he's offside? What if it's touched his hand? What if there's been a foul like 30 seconds earlier? So it does ruin football.
And I think again with the offside rule, they're telling like linesmen to wait until like they actually have a chance to score. Because what if the player's offside, miles offside, and then like the team wins a corner from it, the linesman doesn't give offside because he's been told not to, and they score from the corner. I don't think that's fair because he's offside.
Well, yeah, obviously, but it's like if you do call it wrong, then obviously there's going to be a lot of debate saying, well, what happened to VAR there and stuff. If it's blatantly offside, they should be putting their flag up straight away, the linesman. Well, if it's not, it's a bit of 50-50. But what I don't agree with it as well is that rules should change like halfway through a season. Obviously, major ones. But obviously, this links to what Mourinho's been saying recently in the press, and he said it's not fair that Premier League has told referees to alter their interpretation of the offside rule midway through a season. Because obviously, Man City have got that goal, which obviously helped them win. Say they win from, I don't know, they win by 1 point, and that goal never went in, then maybe the team that are second by 1 point should have won because they would have had 3 points taken off them. So it's a tough one. The rule should have been correct the whole time. I'm not sure why it was allowed in the first place, and that's taken them this long to think about it. Well, how long's football been invented? Like we're talking hundreds of years, yeah. And they've only just thought about that. So I don't know. I just think that the FA and referees and Premier League, even Champions League and other leagues around the world, not just in England, should get their act together and take things a bit more seriously like football. Because I hate to say it, but the beautiful game they call it is not turned so beautiful anymore.
Yeah.
Talking about like all those like competitions like the Champions League, what do you think of the European Super Cup that they're thinking of inventing?
No, I'm not a fan.
Because they said
Yeah.
FIFA have said if it like goes ahead, then players who participate in that aren't going to be allowed to participate in any FIFA competitions, which is like the Nations League and the World Cup.
Well, yeah. See, what it is
So
though is
tempt
like
players not to go in.
obviously it brings more money into TVs and clubs will get more money, but like the intensity of the games week in week out. Say Liverpool are in it because I support Liverpool. Say a Monday they have Barcelona, on Wednesday they have PSG, on Friday they have I'm not sure Man City. The part of energy that the players are going to need is going to be so much more like injuries and
And what does it mean for the rest of the league? Like rest of the English league, the German league,
yeah.
Spanish league. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's
And
just
it
gonna be
like takes away footballers being able to spend time with the family as well because they'll be travelling like every single
Yeah.
day
Yeah,
basically.
that's a good point. Then
I think ridiculous.
yeah, definitely. Should we move on to a bit of transfer rumours that have been happening lately?
Yep. The first one I
So,
think Haaland
yep.
got
So
interest in Liverpool,
obviously
United, Chelsea,
Haaland weren't
and
going to happen this
Madrid.
January,
Yeah.
but like with a massive move like this, moves like this like take months, don't they?
Yeah.
So I mean, he's favourites to go to Real Madrid right now,
Yeah.
but me, in my opinion, obviously, I think inside he wants to leave Dortmund because Favre's gone
Yeah.
and they had a good connection with him. So unless they bring in, have they brought in a manager yet? Any manager? I'm not sure.
I'm not too sure.
For me, I would love to see him in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And
I'd hate
I
to play
think,
against him.
yeah,
What club would suit him though in the Premier League? Like ideally, what club?
it depends if Liverpool want to play like how Firmino played, like, do you know, with the
Yeah.
whatever he's called, Man U. I couldn't see him in a Man U shirt.
No.
No.
Well,
Chelsea. I don't know. I want him to come to the Premier League, but I don't know.
home club
I
Leeds.
mean, yeah. What what I can see happening is obviously Aguero is coming up from Man City, like his end of his career.
Yeah.
A lot more injuries, not as fit as usual. But if Man City come for him, well, I think they've got the money
Like team, to be honest.
to buy and for the wage.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's similar with
Talk
Messi
about
though as well, because like obviously Messi wants
Yeah.
big wage. I mean, if Man City manage to get Messi and Haaland, and considering the players they already have, then they're going to end up breaking financial fair play as well. Though, to be fair, so they have to be careful.
Yeah.
And obviously,
Again.
with what the world's going through at the moment, like it's hard for any club to afford players, let alone what we're talking the best top 10 players in the world.
And talking about Haaland, 28 goals this season, 22 for Dortmund and 6 for Norway, and that's all in 26 matches as well this season.
Yeah.
And that's incredible.
Yeah,
And in his whole career, 91 shots on target, and he scored 70.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He's just a clinical striker. That's all he is. Clinical finisher. Put in front of goal, and 9 times out of 10 he'll finish it. But other transfer news. Yep, go on, Jacob.
David Alaba.
Yeah. David Alaba.
Linked with Real Madrid. Again, Liverpool, Chelsea.
Well, I think he's going to go to Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think that's by far the favourite going to Real Madrid. You never know with players; they might change their mind last minute.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Thiago, Liverpool might convince him to join.
And Xherdan Shaqiri. He used to play for Bayern Munich as well with Thiago.
Well, I
And
mean, he
older.
doesn't he support Real Madrid, or like his dream move is
Yeah,
to Real Madrid
that's
as well. So similar to Mbappe as well, also linked with Liverpool.
Real Madrid.
Well, with the players Real Madrid could bring in, they could really regain form. Obviously, in the
Yeah.
past 2 years, ever since they won the Champions League, they've fallen off. Salt Ronaldo, it's made a massive difference. The star players are getting old as well. Talking
Yeah.
Modric,
Yeah.
33, Cruz about
Cruz
30, I
old.
think.
even,
Ramos as
Casemiro.
well might be going on a free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And talking of players going to La Liga, Gini Wijnaldum's looking like he's going to run down his contracts at Liverpool and go to Barcelona.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that's his dream move into Barcelona.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's
So-
Koeman as well, so
Yeah.
The Dutch
Yeah.
link.
Mm-hmm.
But-
And also
And
the
if
pace. Dutch
if
going
that's
to
their
Barcelona.
dream move, you can't really blame him. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this might sound a bit
Just
stupid,
going
but
from
yeah, it's not all about football
Unless-
either. It's about Spain's weather, and so I say England's weather is a bit
yeah,
crap.
yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah, I don't think you've got much more to speak about, to be honest.
yeah. I mean, if there's anything that you do want us to talk about, put in the comments, or we'll put the Instagram link
In the
description.
description.
Yeah, and if you want to message us, we'll respond. And yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, that'll wrap up episode 1 of the Football Friday podcast,
Friday
presented by
podcast.
Football Fever. Like, subscribe if you're new. Leave a comment what you want to speak about. Follow us on Instagram. See you in the next one.